Hello, my name is Shukal Padotto, and today me and my other three teammates, Bijoy Bikram Biswas, Swagatu Sarkar, and Mayuk Das, are going to provide human resource counsels to ocean hotels. So let us start by talking a little about the history of human resource management. The human resource management was also known as personnel administration or personnel management in 1920s. And therefore, it speaks for itself. It did not have much functions other than hiring, staffing, and paying the employees. It proved itself to be incompetent in 1970s as globalization, deregularization, and new modern technologies were implicated in the business world. The organization felt the need of keeping up with the nature and the level of the business market. That is why they started viewing employees as the asset of the company. So therefore they started training and developing the employees. And that's how modern human resource came to life. In 2020, human resource follows three main steps before hiring an employee, that is pre-hiring, hiring, and post-hiring. These all steps are to choose an employee perfect for the designated job, and make after hiring, training them, and making sure that he works at his full capacity. So now let us move on to the other topic, the objectives of MHR. There are total four objectives of MHR, one of which is achieving organizational goals. Achieving organizational goals is the most important factor for an HR. Setting a personal, group, or an organizational goal in front of HR every day is proved to be very effective. The next, work culture. The working environment needs to be sound for the mental health of the employee. Otherwise, they would not be able to uh, work at their full efficiency. Team integration is also important because, for example, a sales department and a marketing department, if not integrated properly, they can be sudden mishaps which could be cleared by a simple thing as communication. Next, we move on to training and development. Training and development is also important because after hiring, as we spoke earlier, nurturing the employers to do or work at his full potential would be very efficient for the company. Next, we move on to employee motivation. Employee motivation, morale boosting is also very important job for the MHR to keep the employees working at its full capacity. Workforce employment, every workforce needs to be utilized properly and optimally. Retention, hiring process is very costly, therefore it cannot be done and it cannot be reoccurring. Therefore retention is very important. Data compliance is also important because if HR misses any due bills, the company has to face great losses.
Hello, this is Vijay Bikram Biswas, and I'm going to talk about the differing HR delivery model, internal structures, and relations with organizations, and the key concepts of recruitment and selection. Now, coming to the differing HR models, I'm going to mainly focus on URIC model. The Harvard professor Dave Urich defined the HR delivery model to the future. The URIC model basically enables HR to tackle the strategies, issues of organization by defining four key roles that the HR function must fulfill to become an effective partner to the organization. So, as you can see on the screen, the URIC model. The figure shows on two axes the HR function focuses on activities. First, coming to the management of strategic human resources. In this role, HR is enabled to handle strategic issues by being a strategic partner, actually sitting in the boardroom and acting on executive level in differing business strategies. The second role, the management of firm infrastructure, helps to demonstrate that the HR is supporting the financial goals of the company by focusing on designing an efficient and high quality service delivering process to manage the flow of employees through the organization. The third role, management of employee contribution, focuses on the employee relationship, understanding the needs and improving employee capability through the establishment of employee champion role. The fourth role, management of transformation and change, allows the function to meet the challenges of changing business environment and position of the business to execute strategy. Now, the internal structures and relations within organizations. It is very hugely important. Typically, a medium-sized business would have 6 units dealing with. Number one, recruitment. Recruitment is all about finding the right employees for the business and placing them in the best position. Number two, training and career development. The unit responsible for recruitment would ensure the new employees have the right qualification for the job. There is also a need of further training and development. Number three, administration of compensation and benefits. This unit would be tasked to handle all types of compensation and benefits, including insurance, personal benefits, and sometimes payrolls. Number four, health and safety. This is a vital HR unit that plays a critical role in ensuring that the workplace is safe and healthy. Number five, employee relations. Employee relations will help to strengthen relations between employee and employers. By focusing on the job satisfaction and resolving any conflicts that might rise in the workplace. Compliances, the sixth point, compliance relates to fair employment practices and working conditions. And now talking about the key concepts of recruitment and selection. Recruitment is a set of techniques that aims to attract people with good skills and high potential to work in your business. Selection goes hand in hand with recruitment and represents the final stage of recruiting life cycle. Now coming to the key concepts of recruitment and selection, which are as follows. Number one, to align human talent with company's goals. Recruitment is not just about putting bodies in chairs. It's about identifying the skill, expertise, leadership, and the business needs to grow and outperform the competition. Number two, to recruit efficiently. Efficient recruitment means placing the right job advertisement in the right place to attract right candidates at right time. Number three, to ensure legal compliances. Following a formalized recruitment process cuts the risks of violation and supports the business staying fair and transparent in hiring. Anti-discrimination law and equal opportunity employment are just two of them. Number four, building a reputation of fair and unbiased hiring practices. Number five, creating a large talent pool of potential employees that you may be able to pull from in the future. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Swagato Sarkar and I am going to talk about the best practice for effective security and selection in HR department. So let's start with effective security. Effective security deals with both enterprise and employees' safety and security. It includes the organization's effort to prevent or mitigate loss, risks to its personnel, threats to its physical assets, damage to its technology and intellectual property, or risk of any other kinds arising from all elements surrounding the work environment. It also includes matters that focuses on careers, communications, legal and regulatory issues, technology, metrics and outsourcing in safety and security field, as well as effective safety and security practices and global safety and security issues. Workplace safety and security is effective only when the programs, policies and procedures achieve their stated objectives to prevent harm to people, property and the environment. Basic practices vary depending on the scope of the specific safety and security measures. Effective programs can be categorized by the following points. A supportive organizational culture with strong top level support. Without strong support from the top, the safety and the security program will have limited effectiveness. Goals and objectives linked to the organization's strategic plan. Measurement systems like scoreboards and other metrics that tie the program's success to business performance measures. Clearly assigned responsibility and accountability for safety and security. Vertical integration of all procedures from frontline to the top executive. Effective training, education and development processes to ensure transfer of new knowledge, skills and abilities into the workplace. Hazard mitigation and control as well as security risk identification, elimination and control methods throughout the organization. These methods are based on sound technical analysis with intervention structured to property control or eliminate risk and hazard on site-specific basis. Integration of global threats and safety exposures into safety and security measures. Built-in compliance. Constant monitoring for improvement regardless of past success. The exception that safety and security are a way of life, not just an add on or something done simply for the sake of it. It is needed. So let's now talk about effective selection. Employee selection in human resource management is critical to its company's success. This is particularly true in small businesses where the employee contribution have a higher level of impact on the company's fortunes. Developing a strong HR selection process can help you ensure that your company hires competent and loyal employees that will help you to reach your business goals. Good hires don't happen by accident. Instead, the most successful companies develop a strong recruitment and orientation process. Here are some ideas. Understand the job role. How do you and rest of your team understand the role for which you are hiring? It is difficult to hire for a position if nobody understands what the person in that position will do, what is expected from him, and what the person will need to achieve. Work with your team to write a job description, along with interview questions that are relevant to the skills needed for the job. Don't rely on one-on-one interviews. Instead, ask multiple people in your office to speak with the candidate. When possible, have folks interview the candidates multiple times. Multiple perspectives provides a more holistic understanding of the candidate. Consider compatibility. Don't overlook red flags about a candidate's personality or character simply because he has the skills or experience that you are looking for. Check out the candidate's social media platforms and check the references. If you suspect that the person won't fit your office, move on to the next applicant. Develop a robust onboarding process. Even a strong candidate can become frustrated if they have not provided with a quality onboarding process. Develop a plan for orienting a new hire to your company and culture, and create a processes for training and assessment.
Hello, my name is Mayuk Das, and I am going to talk about equality and diversity in recruitment and ethical consideration in selection process. Equality and diversity is most important in key organizational areas like the selection of new staff. A positive approach to the diversity allows us to select the best person for the job based on the merit alone and free from bias on the grounds of factors such as age, gender, disability, or race that are not relevant to the person's ability to do the job. If we want to be a diverse organization, we need to recruit a range of different people. There is still a need to ensure that discrimination and stereotyping should play no part in recruitment and selection process. Everyone is different, and unless employers take diversity seriously, they will fail to recruit, retain, and engage the commitment of the talent needed to sustain and improve performance. There are two types of discrimination: direct and indirect discrimination. Examples of direct discrimination are not employing a woman because of concerns that she might want to start a family, not considering a disabled person without looking whether they meet the selection criteria, whether any reasonable adjustment can be made or not. Employing somebody because staff believes him to be homosexual, irrespective of whether he is homosexual or not considering a person for the job because they take care of a disabled child. Indirect discrimination occurs when a provision criterion or practice is neutral on the face of it, but its impact particularly disadvantages people with protected characteristics. For example, using word of mouth and informal networks as the primary source for senior academic appointments is likely to disadvantage groups who are currently underrepresented at this level, including a specific academic qualification in the selection criteria excludes those who have achieved an equivalent standard of knowledge and skill through another equivalent route. Now I would like to talk about ethical consideration in recruitment and selection process. Professional ethical standards of recruiting, when not outlined in legalities, can feel subjective. What one human resource person believes in reasonable recruiting practices, another may not. Ethical consideration during evaluation include: number 1, informed consent. That means that the person participating in the evaluation is being fully informed about the evaluation being conducted. Number 2, voluntarily participation. That means that the person who are participating in the evaluation are free to leave the evaluation at any point of time without affecting their future services or the current program. Harm can be both physical or psychological, and therefore can be in the form of stress, anxiety, diminishing self-esteem, or invasion of privacy. Confidentiality. It means that any identifying information is not made to available or accessed by anyone but the program coordinator. Anonymity is a stricter form of privacy than confidentiality, as the identity of the participants remains unknown to the research team. Thank you.